Hello, this is Cody from GG Servers. In today's video, we're going to learn how to pre-generate a world. A common lag issue a lot of players experience is with world generation. A Minecraft world is generated dynamically as you play, which means that the game starts with some generated chunks near your spawn. Then, as you start to explore, new chunks are generated along your path. The process of generating new chunks though when you explore can slow down your server, so to prevent that we're going to pre-generate the world. But before we start with pre-generating, note that it is best that you don't have players on the server during world pre-generation, as the server could lag even more during the process. So depending on your world size, this process could also take a while, so we recommend that you do this process overnight. I'm going to show you how to do this with plugin servers, forge servers, and fabric servers, three of the most common server types. We're going to first start with plugin servers. If you have a plugin server, I recommend using the plugin called Chunky. Chunky works for server versions 1.13 through 1.19. If you have a server version older than 1.13 though, I recommend you use the plugin called World Border. Links for both plugins will be in the description below. So for this video, we're going to use paper 1.19.4, which is the latest version at the time of recording. If you have a Spigot or a bucket server, the plugin will still work. Before we can pre-generate our world, we're going to need to install our plugin. So go to mc.ggservers.com and log into your multi-craft panel. First, go ahead and stop the server, and then go to Installers and click Plugin Installer. Change the source to Spigot. In the search tab, type Chunky, press enter, and then click on Chunky. And then simply click Install. Press back now to go to our console and then click Start to start the server. Once the server is started, if we type plugins, we will see that our plugin Chunky has been installed. If you want to be able to use the commands in-game, you'll need to op yourself. To op yourself, simply type op username into the console. If you have a permissions plugin like LuckPerm set up, you will need to add the permission to your role. For this tutorial though, we're just going to do the commands in the console, so you don't have to worry about opping yourself or giving yourself permissions. Once we have the plugin installed, we can go ahead and start pre-generating our world. On your server console, type chunky spawn, that will set the center to your server spawn point. Then enter the command chunky radius and set the radius to the amount of blocks you want to be pre-generated. So for example, if you do chunky radius 500, it will pre-generate from your spawn with a 500 block radius. After you set the radius, simply run the command chunky start. You will see in your console that it is now working and chunky is pre-generating your world. This process can take a while depending on how much of your world you want to generate, but since we only set a 500 block radius, this should only take a few minutes. If you want to pause and save the pre-generation process, simply use the command chunky pause. If you want to cancel the pre-generation, use the command chunky cancel. Once it's done pre-generating, you're going to see a message in the console that the pre-generation has finished. This is the easiest way to pre-generate your world with Chunky. However, Chunky is not limited to just pre-generating from your spawn point. You can also set it to pre-generate from a specific position, change the pattern of your world pre-generation, and much more. So you can find more of Chunky's full list of commands on their wiki, which will be linked in the description below. Now let's go and talk about forge servers. If you have a forge server between version 1.16.5 and 1.19.4, I recommend using the forge mod version of Chunky. The commands for the Forge version of Chunky are the same exact as the plugin version of Chunky. If you have a server version older than 1.16.5, you can use the mod Chunk Pre-Generator. In this example, we're going to use a Forge 1.12.2 server. If you don't know how to install mods to your server, please check out our mod installation video, link will be in the description below. Once you have the mod installed, make sure you are opt by typing op username into your console, log onto your server, and type /pregen gen start radius square ss100. This will generate a 100 chunk radius around your spawn. Once the command is ran, you'll see the pre-generator info in the bottom right of your screen. This process should take a while, so we recommend you do this process overnight as well. If you want to stop the pre-generation, you can use the command /pregen stop. And the command /pregen stop delete will stop the processor and delete the running pregen task if there is one. Much like Chunky, you are not limited to pre-generating from your spawn. You can also generate everything within a world border, pre-generate the nether or end, pre-generate from a specific position, and much more. The full commands list will also be in the description below. Know that the commands are slightly different if you are using the mod on version 1.14 or newer, so make sure to check the wiki for that updated information. Finally, let's talk about fabric servers. If you have a fabric server, you can install the fabric version of the Chunky mod as well. Chunky Fabric will work for version 1.16 through 1.19. The commands are all the exact same as the plugin version of Chunky as well. Make sure to also install Fabric API for this mod to work. If you have an older version of Fabric, you can use the mod Fabric Chunk Pre-Generator. The mod will work from version 1.14 through 1.19. To pre-generate your world using Fabric Chunk Pregenerator, simply use the command /pregen start and then your radius, and it will pre-generate into a square. To stop the pre-generation, you can use /pregen stop. You can also use pregen status to display the amount of chunks pre-generated. And that's it. So that's how you can pre-generate a world for plugin servers, Forge servers, and Fabric servers. Hopefully you found this video informative, and if you have any more questions or anything like that, then feel free to hop into the support chat or make a ticket. Thanks for watching and have a good day.